Right. I think, on top of what Kevin has very ably said, we need to recognize that the president-elect, Kenya Kwanza, as a political party, comes with a lot of baggage because of the leadership. So that baggage has to do with accountability concerns, has to do with performance concerns. That is real. That is on record. Of course, we recognize that the deputy president-designate has an active case in court, a corruption case in court. That is major baggage, and we do not know how that case will be determined. So my first concern is the leadership and integrity issue. How can you implement a manifesto without paying attention to leadership and integrity? Much as Kenyans have voted how they voted, because Kenyans voted, and there's a good manifesto, good electoral promises, but we have lost sight of this leadership and integrity. So that's a concern. So the first thing that we'll be watching is, one, those economic promises, because those promise to transform the country. But alongside that, we have to pay attention to leadership and integrity. You cannot put in positions in office people who are likely to compromise institutional processes to benefit themselves or to circumvent the law. So that is a challenge. And I think as a red card campaign, the civil society red card campaign, this is one of the things that we are going to take stock. How do you deal with this contradiction? The second thing is state capture happens. These informal processes happen because of weaknesses in the especially the oversight framework, lack of checks and balances. And much as the Kenya Kwanza manifesto speaks to strengthening institutions, the proof, it's not just money. Great, we want budgetary allocations, but it's about the independence of institutions. It's about some of the incomplete reforms, the corruption cartels that still exist and operate in the police, in the judiciary, the corruption that's still there, much as the judiciary has done very good work. So we want integrity of institutions, but we have to really pay attention to endemic corruption that has become part and parcel. The weak, weaponized war against corruption, weak or rather inadequate role of commissions, ignoring Auditor General reports. So we need to really have very actionable plans on how to address this. And then maybe lastly is the issue that Doc mentioned here, separation of powers, clear lines of accountability. We want a clean administration, and we want to see whether after the great politicking, we are going to have great statesmanship, great leadership, and the management of the public service. And this really is a point to be proved, because we are not seeing the evidence yet. So I think the president-elect will have to prove naysayers wrong, the doubters wrong, and really show that there's been a conversion moment where habits of the past have really been put aside for good governance and meritocracy and performance for the better of Kenya.
All right.